Hey there, baby. Smoke's chugging. Listen, I got into this whole unboxing video of my new Smoke X4 by Thermoworks. Thermoworks. I always confuse Thermoworks and Thermopro. Thermoworks. I went through the whole unboxing at the picnic table over there. And I just had messed around with some of the settings on the GoPro. And it was taking photos and not video. So rather than the complete unboxing of brand new clean stuff that's in the package, just take it for my word that I took it out of the box and I showed you all the bits and pieces. But here's what the important thing is. How's it look in the smoker? So here's what we got. We got a failure already. I've got my Smoke X4 base unit here, and as you may or may not be able to see, I have all four probes plugged in. The top one is feeding this pit probe. There's one with a little blue donut on it that I was going to do just initially just those two probes. But I decided to put the other two in, and I'll tell you why. When I had first put in the pit probe and one meat probe, I saw that they were about 5 or 6 degrees apart in temperature. I was a little concerned about that. So I decided to put all four probes in and had the bottom probe 10 degrees different from the pit probe. And then as I let them sit, they kind of came a lot closer. The initial probe, meat probe that I put in, was right on the money with the pit probe, and the other two started gradually increasing and closing down that difference between them. Right now, the greatest difference is about 5 degrees, and it does seem that I have two meat probes that are distinctly lower, 5 degrees lower than the initial meat probe and the pit probe. However, I'm not very concerned about that at the moment. I'm going to see how things play out. I'll check their calibration in the ice bath and all that, like all the videos I talked about. But I see that they're varying a little bit, and they're in different places, and there could be a 5 degree difference. I don't know. Not a cause for worry just yet, but I'll let you know how that goes. Also, I've noticed that the clip that comes with this is really intended, I believe, for putting the pit probe over grates, metal bar grates. And what I have in here is expanded metal grates. So the distance in the diamond, when you squeeze together the clip like this, maybe a little closer than most metal bar grates. And for that reason, when you put the probe in these holes here, hopefully you can see this, when it's out all the way, it's fixed and it won't fall out. But to get it out, in order for cleaning or whatever, you pinch it. And this relieves the tension on the probe so that you can draw it out of the grate, of the clip. Now the problem with that is that because my pit is made out of expanded metal and it squeezes this, it doesn't retain it. It just drops out. So I can put it in one of these diamond shapes here, and I can slide this freely in and out, and it's gonna fall out. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do about that. Also, I don't know, I kind of wish like it came with more options than just this. This is the basic thing that comes in most, regardless of the cost or design. I have a feeling that I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to say it here yet, but I think I have a workaround. Also, yeah, see, now we're only a couple of degrees apart. One to two maybe degrees apart in these, all four of these probes, both the pit probe and the 3 meat probes. So again, not worried about the calibration. Really digging the quality and the heft of this product, which all the thermometers that I've had, and I've had a number from you know, the least expensive, like buy it in the Walmart barbecue section, you know, two probe thing or one probe thing, to the Maverick that has the Bluetooth. And yeah, not a fan. Um, Never really felt great about the quality of the units. They always feel like empty plastic that would explode on impact the first time that you dropped them on a pavement. Um, this doesn't feel like that. I'm going to do everything I can and not drop them, but these feel solid. This little block here, this actually feels like one of my first cell phones that I had. This big Motorola brick that I used to hang on my belt and it would pull my pants down. It's not that heavy. It's not uncomfortable to wear around your neck on a lanyard. But it does feel substantial and solid, and I like that. Also, it has magnets on the back. These magnets here, so you can stick it to a metal surface if you don't want to hang it on your neck. I don't think it's a great idea to stick it to the smoker. That's hot. So we're going to keep the base unit and the remote unit as far away from the heat as we can while we're using it, just to prolong its life. Also, the probes have beautiful construction. This is the pit probe, and if you can see it here, there is a relief spring wound around the where the cable goes into the unit itself, like you would have on headphones or anything else, but it's a spring. It's really nice, heavy duty. And the probe itself, it's some sort of high density plastic, I believe, here, and then metal, but it feels heavy. It feels solid and just really substantial. I know I've overused that word, but I'm digging it, and I'm looking forward to trying this out. The only other beef I have with it is the short cables. These are 1 meter cables, and as you can see, or hopefully you can see, the thermometer is going to be resting on this table somewhere, and to run the cable up to the chimney, which I had been doing, and then down into the cook chamber to the shelves that I cook on, I use up my meter going to the top of the chimney, so this is not gonna work. I'm either gonna have to buy the cable extensions, or I'm gonna have to buy ports, and we're gonna do a cost-benefit analysis on that. And I'm probably thinking that the ports are gonna win. I hate like hell to drill into it. What can you do? I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen. Probably gonna put a port on at either shelf level. That would give me a straight run into the smoker and make the 1 meter cable work. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to probably end up doing. Should have probably done it when I ordered this. I should have ordered the probes. Or the probe ports, and I probably would have had it. Here's my issue. Most people that are smoking, I would say the vast majority of people, are using small offset smokers, which have a table in front where they probably are resting their base unit, or they're magneting it to the far end by the chimney, as far away from the heat source as possible, and they have very short runs to make to the where they put their pit probe and where the meat is, where the meat probes go. For that reason, I'm guessing that the reason that the manufacturers mostly choose to use 1 meter cables is to suit these people, so that there isn't big balls of cable everywhere, and it cuts down on the clutter and the chance for damage, and suits them. In this situation, I don't really have that opportunity, and I really don't want to stick the base unit to the smoker, because it does get pretty warm, and I don't want it to damage the base unit through heat. So I try to keep mine as far away as possible and leave a little air space. So we'll see what happens. But I personally would like a 2 meter cable. When I had my other high-end thermometer, my Guru, it came with 4 ports, 2 probes. It came with 1 meat probe and 1 pit probe. And I purchased additional long cables. I believe that the 1 meat probe that it came with was a long cable. I'm pretty sure that all the ones I have are the same length. However, it only came with 2 probes, even though it had 4 ports. This product comes with all 4 probes right out of the gate. And even though they're only a meter and not as useful in my particular application, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Even at full price, this would have been a bargain over the other unit. However, I do wish that it was something that they included would be the long cables. For my particular needs, whether they chose to do it as a no-cost option or just made all the cables long and let people kind of, you know, roll them up and put a cable tie on them and get them set for their pit and just leave them that way to get rid of the clutter. I can see why they keep them short. I just wish they didn't. I guess I'm selfish like that. But anyway, we'll see what happens. And that's what I've got so far. It's not an exhaustive review, I know. This is just an unboxing, but it's gone on long enough. So you guys stay safe, stay well, God bless, and smokers chugging, baby.